Welcome all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Vaughn Radio.
Vaughn Radio, that's right. And this is the show with no name, and it is time for Liftoff.
10,
9, 8,
8,
countdown
7,
with me.
6,
5,
5,
come on.
4,
You got it?
3,
2,
1.
we got this.
0. Ignition.
Come on, baby.
Liftoff.
Get up there. Get up.
30 minutes.
Get on up. Come on. Get up. Come on. Yes. Get ready.
Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelts. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready
For the ride of your life.
The show with no name time.
Where?
On Vaughn Radio.
That's right. Vaughn Radio.
It's the show with no name.
Get up.
Let's go.
That's right, folks. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. It's time for the show with no name on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting, adventurous, and even a little wacky. Chiflado. You know it. Welcome aboard, amigos. Welcome to another exciting edition. We've got a whole bunch of new challenges in store. We're going to learn, we're going to play, we're going to laugh, as we always do. So make sure you take notes. Hey, if you're a student and I'm your teacher, what am I going to... I'm supposed to tell you, take notes. Because in the course of a 2-hour show, we go through a lot of stuff. Repasamos muchas cosas. Vocabulary, pronunciation, idiomatic expressions. I know you love those. And we look at a wide range, una amplia gama, a wide range of different concepts here in English every day, all while having fun and making sure you guys aren't just sitting there passively. Yeah, we got to make sure you guys are on your toes. To be on your toes es estar espabilados, estar despiertos. So making sure you guys are on your toes. I hope you're ready to rock. But just a quick reminder, it's officially right around the corner.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of year again. Spring has sprung. And that means it's time for the book fair at the Retiro Park in Madrid. It kicks off on May 26th till June 11th. Join us at Grupo Vaughn's stand 312, 312. I'll be there with Damian Moya presenting our latest book. And my amigos will be there signing their books as well. Don't miss
Julia Linares, or Jules, host of the Let's Get Random show.
Dave Boys, host of The Salads.
Jimena Holiday, host of Test Your English.
Guy Williams, host of Western Civilization.
Natasha Pasqua, host of Back to Basics.
Kyle Miller from The Drive Time Show.
Richard Vaughn.
and many more. Meet your favorite Vaughn presenters, teachers, and authors at Feria del Libro 2023. Stand 312. Check out our website for the complete schedule, grupovaughn.com, and follow us on social media for further updates. Feria del Libro 2023 with Vaughan at the Retiro Park in Madrid. Join us at stand 312.
That's right, folks. We'll be there, stand 312, and it's all kicking off not this coming Friday, the following one, the 26th, but I'll be there with Damian. So I convinced him I was like, in advance, I said, listen, dude, this is when I'm going to be there. I'd love to be there with you, and obviously I know he'd love to be there with me, but obviously if we've got busy schedules. So we made it happen. Damian and I are going to be together all 3 times at the book fair with our brand new book. We'd love to sign it for you. We'd love to stamp it, selfies, and all that jazz. The book is called This Book Is the Shit, and it's not just the title. It really is la leche. Yeah, that's how you would really say este libro es la leche. This book is the milk in English. The first one means nothing. This is the real title, finally. At least in English. All right, so you can pick up a copy. They're not available yet. The first copies are going to be at the book fair. And remember, the word copy is ejemplar. So I hope you'll join Damian, Moya, and yours truly. Excuse me. It's at the Vaughn stand. I'll be there with Damian Saturday, May 27th. Saturday, June 3rd. And Sunday, June 11th. All of those are from 11 to 2 p.m. Richard Vaughn's going to be there Saturday, May 27th from 7 to 9 p.m. But I know he's going to be there a few other dates. So check our website, follow us on social media, and you'll get all the info. Some other dates I've got for you. If you want to see Dave Boys, the multifaceted Dave Boys, he'll be there with his book, Canciones con Animales en Inglés, on Saturday, June 10th from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Kyle Miller, Drive Time host, will be there Sunday, June 4th from 12 noon to 2 p.m. You've got Ximena Holiday, Saturday, June 3rd and Sunday, June 11th. Both of those are at 5 p.m. The lovely Tash Pasqua, June 11th from 12 noon to 2 p.m. And Guy Williams, Sunday, June 4th, Sunday, June 11th. Both of those are from 7 to 9 p.m. And don't forget about our newest edition, last but definitely not least, Jules Linares, who's going to be there June 28th at 7 p.m. Again, if you didn't get these down, go to our website. I know I've posted my dates on social media, but I'm sure Vaughn has some dates and they've got a schedule posted. So check it out. And this way you can meet your favorite Vaughn Radio presenters, teachers, authors. All right, folks, it's Feria del Libro. And right now it's time for our pop quiz. Come on. Quiz. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Let's go. You got to get excited. Get excited. Get psyched. Mentalízate. Emocionate. This is exciting English. It's the show with no name. And today we're going to take a look at a translation from my friend Tash Pasqua. You can catch her on Vaughn Radio every day live at 3 p.m. But if you can't tune in live on the Vaughn Radio app, you can also listen wherever you listen to podcasts. That's Tash Pasqua, and the program is Back to Basics. Also, I highly recommend you follow her on social media because she's always posting useful content. And she'll also be at the book fair. In case you missed it, she'll be there June 11th from 12 noon to 2 p.m. So we're looking forward to that. I can speak on behalf of all of us. We are going to be there with bells on. What? With bells on? No, not like a school bell. Oh, Saved by the Bell. No, with bells on es con muchas ganas. So we're going to be there with bells on. I hope you guys will join us as well. It's always a special time of year, but when we're presenting a new book, in my case, it just makes it extra special. And then if you guys come and you see me and you hang out and you get the book, well, wow, that's what else can a guy ask for? Right? What else can a guy ask for? So tune in to Tasha's show. Check her out at the book fair if you'd like as well. And definitely follow her on social media. Here's the translation from her Back to Basics challenge. Es probable que a él no le guste el nuevo horario. Okay? Sounds like something you would say in the workplace. Es probable que a él no le guste el nuevo horario. Okay, that is your translation. It's Tash Pasqua if you want to follow her on social media. The name of the show, the podcast or the radio show is called Back to Basics. Oh, and speaking of podcasts, don't forget, you've got FYI. You've got a brand new episode coming out this week on mountains. Y si consigues pronunciarlo como yo, pues ya hemos avanzado. Mountains. We're going to take a look at mountains this coming week on For Your Ingles, FYI, which is just another resource that you have available aside from Vaughn Radio and the many, many free resources that are available online. And, you know, I always say it's a double-edged sword. No, una espada de doble filo. I don't know if you say the same thing. A double-edged sword. Because now you have English available for free, basically, everywhere, right? But now you also have no excuses. And speaking of no excuses, don't miss Fitz's show. It is awesome. All right, well, let's see. We've got a lot of students here in our virtual classroom. Good morning, Show with No Namers. Welcome aboard. First on board today is Kubla. He says, how's it hanging? What's up, Kubla? He says, glorious comrades. It's funny. I would never say that naturally, but you remind me of another word. Compenetración, I think, is the word in Spanish. Camaraderie. Di eso. Toma, palabrón. So here, on the show with no name, among the show with no namers, there's a lot of camaraderie. I would say that, but I wouldn't call somebody a comrade, though. But it's good. Thank you for reminding me, and welcome aboard, comrade. This is Red October. Yeah, when you say it, now I'm thinking we're on like some submarine, you know? All right, there's Vero. Vero checking in. What's up, Vero? She says, good morning, beautiful show with no namers all around the universe. Let's have a terrific show together, shall we? Well, Vero, there's no doubt in my mind that you are going to have a terrific show because you've already got your mind set on it. Lo tienes clarísimo. Elena, what's up, Elena? Lovely to read your name. And she says, Bos dias, fellow mates. Happy Galician Literature Day. Oh, awesome. Las letras gallegas. Today is a bank holiday here, so let's make the most of the day. It's sunny in the north of this beautiful country. Elena, what an amazing day you have up ahead. And you know what? I think that's beautiful. I think that is amazing. And that means you can join us, right? You can join us throughout the show. So enjoy your day off. And I was going to say, we wish we were there with you, but you're here with us. Hey, even if it's digitally, we are connected. So happy Galician Literature Day. Marcos Castillo says, temazo. Thank you, Marcos. David says, good morning. What's up, David? Welcome aboard. Chris Valrol says, morning, Alberto and mates. I'll be there on Saturday, June 3rd. Hopefully, I can meet some of my mates there. Yeah, as I recommended, I think the best thing to do, whoever's like the leader. I know there's already a WhatsApp group, but you can start a new one or Facebook. I mean, it depends on, I know you all use YouTube, but then I don't know if you can chat on YouTube. Well, either way, I recommend you do that because aside from coming to see Damian and myself and all the other presenters, well, you guys can meet up with each other. So great idea. Great idea. I know when some of my students are coming, but obviously I can't remember when everybody's going to be there. But I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you. Eso es como cada uno. All right. Kubla says, it's likely he doesn't like the new schedule. All right. You didn't start it with a capital letter, but I'll let it slide. It is a bit redundant, though, likely, and it's correct. Let's give him some applause, but it doesn't sound... It's likely he doesn't like the new schedule. It doesn't roll off your tongue. And I expect, if you weren't Kubla, I wouldn't expect that capital letter, but you're Kubla. I expect, the higher you are on the show with no name chart, the more I expect of you. But all right, good. It's correct. It's correct. Let's see if anybody said it in a little bit more... less with that double like. It's good if it's a double trouble. Oh, yeah. Elena says he might not like the new timetable. That's exactly how I would say it. Elena, he might not. Puede que. Now, you can say probably, and I'll tell you something. Natasha used probably. She put, he's probably not going to like the new timetable. Great. You know what, though, Elena? I would say it more like you. They're both correct, as I said. So he might not like the new timetable. I love it. Excellent job. And another way you could say schedule. Oh, whoa, let's see. Vero's saying it over here. Vero says, it's likely he doesn't like the new schedule. Okay, it's good. Just be careful because I don't know how that would sound in Spanish, but when you use the same word, like it sounds like too much, He can things. Él puede enlatar cosas. It's cool if we're playing, like I said, in double trouble. But okay, it's correct. It is definitely correct. Let's see. Anybody else? There's Chris Valrol. But I like how you said schedule. You can say timetable or schedule. The British say schedule. And we say schedule in the United States. Let's see. KV says, good morning, Alberto. What's the crack? Oh, wait a second. Now that's totally Irish. What's the crack? ¿Qué me cuentas? ¿Cuál es el rollo? What's up? Let's see. Kubla says he isn't likely to like the new timetable. Yeah. As I said, he isn't likely to like. Is it easy for you guys to say? It's not easy for me. The easiest thing, because then, it's one syllable, and you don't have to touch the verb. So a lot of my students say, es probable que no venga. It's probable that he may not come, or he probably might not come, and I just say, why don't you just say he might? He might not come. He might eat at our house. He might eat at a restaurant. He might not. So this is el puede que, by the way, I freaking hate puede que. Why? In Spanish, it's the subjunctive. Puede que vaya. Puede que venga. Puede que traiga. See, what I've found, I practice what I preach. I have found patterns in your language where I'm like, cada vez que viene esta ecuación, this equation, it's subjunctive. So, siempre que, there's another one. Siempre que, as long as, right? No es always that. Eso es un error común. So he'll do it as long as you come. Pues el siempre que en español es que vengas, que traigas, que vayas. It's that subjunctive tense that Giddies hate. And look at how easy it is in English. He might go. Puede que vaya. Puede que no tenga tiempo. I might not have time. Do you know how natural that sentence is? Instead of saying I probably won't have, that probably is not easy to say for anybody, I think. Not even a native speaker. It doesn't roll off your tongue, as I said before. But these are all correct, guys. Likely, probable. You can use it as an adverb, or it's probable as an adjective, right? It can be used. But you know what? We native speakers use might all the time. Okay, all the time, constantly. But I rarely hear Spanish speakers using might, and I feel like it's like the key to making your life easier, ¿no? Creo que es una forma de simplificar. ¿Dónde va el probably? Va el adverbio antes. Oh, no me líes. Okay, can you come to to the book fair? I might come. I got to check my schedule. Puede que. And it's just so much easier. And I've been trying with all my might. Con todas mis fuerzas. I've been trying with all my might to get my students to use might. And it might be driving me crazy. Quizá me esté volviendo loco. Maybe it might be driving me crazy. And we use it also in expressions. There's one I'm sure you guys are familiar with, because we use it here. Might as well. Pues no perdemos nada, ya que estamos. It's that kind of thing. Might as well. Might as well. So here's your homework for today. You guys want some stuff to take home, some stuff to practice. Practice writing some sentences, applying them to your life, obviously, using this. And as always, you got to do them aloud. If you're not doing them aloud, you're just practicing writing. And that's good. That helps you visualize it. But we're all here learning English. Why? To communicate verbally. So make a list of things que puede que vayas a hacer y puede que no. This summer, I might go scuba diving, but I haven't reserved anything yet, so I don't know, right? Even put it in context. Say a sentence before it and after it, right? He might come for the wedding. He's taking a look at flights now. Está mirando vuelos en este momento. It's so important to personalize the language. Let's see. Kubla says, what a display of Spanish subjunctive mastery. Well, it's not mastery. I still make mistakes. But at least I know this equals this, matemáticamente. O sea, aquí, en esta estructura, le sigue el subjuntivo. Es lo que hay. Pase lo que pase. Right? And the ones are siempre que, en cuanto, that's another one, as soon as, en cuanto en cuanto le diga algo, en cuanto, so whatever that verb is, it's subjunctive. So thank you. KV says, oh my God, did I just get a totally native? That made my day. Regards from a fellow Almeriense. Oh, hey, what was that? That was a little magic being sent down to Almeria, a place that is near and dear to my heart. Do you know this expression? If something is near and dear to your heart, creo que del contexto lo sabes. Le tengo mucho cariño. It's near and dear to my heart. And there's Elena celebrating Galicia Day, Galician Literature Day. Now, Galicia is not near and dear to my heart, but only because I've been there only once or twice. I've had an awesome time. I love the people, but I need to make more memories there. Elena, you have a spare room for my family? We'll share a bed. She says, thank you, guys. I enjoy the great outdoors in this lavish paradise. Excellent, excellent stuff. So much to celebrate my amigos. But you know what? Right now, we've got to go to our first commercial break. I can't believe it. It's true what they say. Time flies when you're having fun. When we come back, we've got Say What, Spelling Bee, homophones, and so much more. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting, informative, interactive. It's whatever you want it to be. And don't forget, you got great shows all day. You can start your morning with Richard, the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. You got Fitz with No Excuses right before this program. Right after this program, Ximena Holiday with Test Your English. After that, you've got Rob and Andy in the Lunchtime Show, followed by Back to Basics with Tosh Pasqua. Then you've got Jules Linares and Let's Get Random. After that, you've got Western Civilizations with Guy Williams in the pantheon of Vaughn Radio, followed by another OG, original gangster. He's been here since the beginning. I'm talking about Dave Boys and his program, The Salad. And we've got Kyle Miller and his program, Drive Time. All unique, but they all have one thing in common. They're made with TLC. Están hechos con cariño, with tender, loving care. Con ese toque de amor to get you excited about learning English. Oh yeah, Vaughn Radio, and you'll be able to meet all of us at the book fair. All right, folks, let's kick off the second part with today's Say What? Say what? What? All right, amigos, all right. It's the Say What soundbite. We're going to hear from somebody 4 times. That's right. You'll get 4 listens. And what you have to do is write down every single word you hear. But initially, I just want the gist of it, the main idea, the point in your best English. All right, amigos. So, as always, grab your pens, grab a notebook, or your tablets, or wherever you jot things down, and get ready. I think this one, possibly on a scale of 1 to 10, let's give it a 5. So this is intermediate. That means I expect most of you who are here regularly are intermediate students at least. So good luck. Here it is, the Say What soundbite for the first time.
Well, it got aroused, and I didn't know what to do because there were kids there. The kids were younger,
Sure.
and John Stamos, handsome yogurt man, and he's like a sister to me.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Am I right? Probably about a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. All right, anybody? Let me give it to you a second time, and then we can discuss it. Lo hablamos. Here we go. The Say What soundbite for the second time.
Well, it got aroused, and I didn't know what to do because there were kids there. The kids were younger,
Sure.
and John Stamos, handsome yogurt man, and he's like a sister to me.
All right, there you go, amigos. I could tell you it's probably in front of an audience, right? Because we can hear some laughing. Either that or it's a laugh track. La pista esta que ponen. But it seems like they're real laughs. So maybe it's in a studio audience. As they say on TV, this program was taped in front of a live studio audience, right? This is one of those classic lines that you'll hear on TV. But that's just what I heard. I want to hear what you heard, and I want to hear it in some impressive English. I want to, you know what? I've got this totally native here, and it's burning up. Está ardiendo. It's begging me to push it. There's a button here that says totally native. I'm serious because I give the sound effects their names. And it's just flashing there. It's blinking. It's going boom, boom, boom. So will it be for you? I've already given away, I think, one totally native on today's show. Let's see how many more I can give you. This is a perfect opportunity for you to express yourself. Even if you didn't understand anything, well, show me that you can tell me that in English. Oh, ni papa. That's fine. How many times has somebody participated and said, I'm thinking of Chris Valrol right now, and said, I didn't get a word of it, but it was a native way of telling me that. So you also have to be able to tell people when you didn't catch any of it, when it went over your head. We talk about this with jokes, but we also use it when we're talking about, an explanation of something, right? We say, what? That went over my head, man. No lo capté, no lo pillé. So, tell me that. Tell me that in your best English, if that's the case. All right. And in the meantime, we got to make time whenever we can here on the show with No Name. We're going to start moving into today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's our Spelling Bee. I'm going to spell some words for you in just a moment, but let's see if anybody has gotten today's. Oh, okay. We've got a comment over here before we move on. I want to start the Spelling Bee as soon as possible, but I also don't want to leave out any comments if you guys would like to participate. Tarot Destroyer says, don't love yourself at Burger King. They've got cameras everywhere. That's fascinating. That's probably one of the best comments I've ever gotten. And okay, is that what you heard? I didn't hear the Burger King part, but that's interesting. Okay, well, wow, very specific thing that you heard there. I want to put it on a t-shirt. Don't love yourself at Burger King. That's the front. The back says they got cameras everywhere. Did you do that on purpose? That was hysterical. I'm dying over here. All right, let's see. Elena, it's Galician Literature Day, but Elena's going to give it to us in English. Thank you, Elena, because although I'll probably be able to understand it, I prefer it in English for this 2-hour period. And she says, an American man being interviewed and admitting that someone is getting horny in front of some kids who is like a sister to him. Unbelievable. Elena, you got some key information there. Key, clave. You've got some key info over there. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol says, I heard an American man. He could be an actor. He's explaining something about the relationship he had with a workmate. Maybe in a series he used to star in? Really. You guys have gotten some really important details there. And wow, I'm impressed. Great job, Elena, Chris Valrol, and Tarot Destroyer. I'm still trying to pick it apart, the Burger King and the cameras and loving yourself. All right. Let's focus. Anybody else going once, going twice? If not, we've got to start our spelling bee because time is of the essence. El tiempo aquí pues cuenta. We always get to the end of the show and we are Russian. No somos rusos. Pero eso es como americanos dejamos la G. We are Russian. Andamos con prisas. All right, well, this is round 1 of today's Spelling Bee. As always, I'm going to spell some words for you. Today, they are characters. So let's capitalize them, and hopefully we don't get censored. I feel like they're harmless. Nocivos. No, inocuo. See, nocivo, no. Now I'm going to look it up, guys. Nocivo is harmful. All right, if I got it right. Nocivo, yes. Okay, see, at first I got it wrong, and then inocuo is harmless. I know because we say innocuous. Tengo ventaja ahí. Pero el nocivo, it sounds like something that doesn't harm you, at least to my ears, right? Okay, here we go with today's spelling bee. The first one is DOROTHY space GALE. The second one is SCARECROW. The third one is MUNCHKINS. The fourth one is WICKED space WITCH. The fifth one is TIN space MAN. And the sixth one is COWARDLY space LION. Oh my goodness. Here's a little clue for you. You know me, I love my sound effects. I've put together a database of probably now about 300 sound effects. Yeah. If anybody needs sound effects, if you work in audio, I've got them. All right, let's see. Looks like we might have a winner on our hands. Let's take a look over here. The first one is correct. The second one is correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is also correct. The fifth one is correct. And also the sixth one. Please give it up for your classmate, Kubla. Nice job, Kubla. Wow. Chris is well, right on his heels. Excellent job, Kubla and Chris. Impressive. Really impressive. Give yourselves a nice pat on the back. Una palmadita. You deserve it. Os lo merecéis. And now we're going to do round 2. And even if you don't get it on the first go and you've got to get it on the second round, it still counts. So try. If you didn't get them on the first go, you should be able to. If you're an intermediate level, you should be able to get all of these down. Now, even if you don't do it here in the group, write them down on a piece of paper. See how many you get right. This is round 2. The first person or the first character is Dorothy space Gale. The second one is Scarecrow. The third one is Munchkins. The fourth one is Wicked space Witch. The fifth one is Tin space Man. And the sixth one is Cowardly space Lion. What is this? Some kind of twister? Some kind of tornado? Or maybe it's gale. What? Gale. Vendaval. Ventarrón. Bueno, yo creo que es gale. ¿Por qué? Porque así se llama. You know, the main character's name is Dorothy Gale. Do you know it took me 45 years to realize that her name was Dorothy Gale for a reason? Y anda que he oído 1000 veces. They're predicting gale force winds in the North Atlantic. No, vientos fuertes, gale. Y su apellido. It's Dorothy, you know, Dorothy, the one who's from Kansas. Her name is Dorothy Gale. Mind completely and totally blown. That's right. Dorothy Gale. Yeah, today we're looking at The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And if there was the Wiz, there was the Wonderful Oz is one because. My daughter and I sing all those songs. My daughter loves The Wizard of Oz. My mother loves The Wizard of Oz. And I love I should have said it in the right order. Hang on. Rewind. My mother loves The Wizard of Oz. Then that made me love The Wizard of Oz. And now guess who loves The Wizard of Oz? In fact, one of her nicknames is Munchkin. No, llamamos a los chavales, no ofensivo. We say enanito, pequeñín, that would be a munchkin. And I've called my daughter Munchkin. And I'll never forget the first time she saw that scene. And she goes, we represent the Lollipop Guild, que es una que le encanta cantar también. And she goes, who are they? And I go, they're the Munchkins. And she goes, like me? So she had that realization, that epiphany, like, you're calling me one of those little guys walking around? And I say, yeah, that's you. You're a munchkin. So that's a loving way we call children. Come here, you little munchkin, right? But they're also the characters, very famous characters when they arrive on the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road. If ever, oh, ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard. Nos vamos. We're off. It's una forma de decir nos vamos. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful. My daughter knows every single syllable and every single pause in all of those songs. And she loves them. She loves them. And I do too. They're timeless. And it's because today, in the year 1900, the children's novel The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum was first published in the U.S. As you guys know, it was a book before it was turned into a movie or adapted, as we say. And the first copy, and be careful, this word's confusing because you're like, copia? ¿Qué han hecho? ¿Una copia? Bueno, un ejemplar, ¿qué es? Una copia de un libro, right? So the first copy was given to L. Frank Baum's sister. And well, the rest is history. Obviously, it was discovered, the book became a hit, and then the movie became a timeless classic. And, even I'm singing the goofy, funny songs, if I only had a brain. But what about somewhere over the rainbow, way up high? I mean, it is a masterpiece. Like it or not, it's timeless. It has stood the test of time. And so our first character we looked at was Dorothy Gale, the main character. Dorothy, and how can we forget about her little doggy, Toto? And Toto's a hero. I mean, Toto warns her of danger. Do you guys realize how important Toto is in the story? And we have an idiomatic expression that we use that comes from this movie. And so if you tell somebody we're not in Kansas anymore, we're not in Kansas anymore means se acabó la inocencia, ya no estás en el EGB, ahora estás en la uni. It means like welcome to the big leagues. No, ya no estás en tu pueblito, viene a decir. So when people used to use it in New York a lot, like, oh my God, that taxi driver was rude to me. And you're like, you're not in Kansas anymore. Like, don't expect like normal things here. This is the land of Oz. This is the Emerald City, no? So a classic. And I'm sure many of you, I don't know if you, maybe not. In the United States, there is a legend about this, that if you put Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, and you sync it, sincronizar, I think it's with the second MGM Lion's roar. You know, the lion and the MGM logo? I think you can find it on the internet, but you sync it up with Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, and they say it matches up perfectly. I remember doing it once when I was a kid, but I remember it matching up, but I haven't done it in so many years that I don't remember. But think about it. The lunatic is on the path. The lunatic is on the path. Está en el camino. It's one of the lines. So you're like, wait a second. Está andando por el... Oh my God. Now, obviously, both of them claim, like, first, L. Frank Baum's like, I don't even know Pink Floyd. There was no Pink Floyd in 1900. And Pink Floyd swear, jurarían. They swear. They're like, no. We didn't do that on purpose. That's you guys who found that. So the next one is the Scarecrow. The next character, Scarecrow. You say espantapájaros. We say espantacuervos, realmente. Same idea. Scarecrow. And if I only had a brain. My daughter loves the Scarecrow. Then we've got the Munchkins, which I just mentioned. So my little Munchkin loves the Scarecrow. Then you've got the Wicked Witch of the West. Hello? Is there any bad girl badder than her? I think she was, I used to have nightmares with and I was surprised. My daughter, she's like, she's the bad one, but she wasn't scared. I remember being really scared. So my daughter is braver than I was at her age. The Wicked Witch of the West. And then you've got Glinda. Right? She's the Witch of the East. And then you've got the Tin Man, the Aluminio, the Tin Man, who he needs a heart, right? I think he needs a heart. The other one needs, the Scarecrow needs a brain. And the Cowardly Lion, cowardly es cobarde. He's a coward. Just be careful with the pronunciation. It's not coward. It's coward. He's the Cowardly Lion. And I've got to be honest, I think he's the funniest one, out of the crew, because I remember just cracking up at his slapstick humor. And slapstick is humor físico. Remember when they run into him in the jungle, in the forest, and he's trying to scare them, but Dorothy scares him. And he's like, come on, put him up. At least in English, again, it's very different. I imagine you've all seen this classic in Spanish. If you have not seen it in English, please do yourself a favor. I'm not saying it's not good in Spanish, but if you liked, the movie in Spanish, dubbed, doblado, just imagine hearing the real voices. And the girl who played Dorothy Gale, very famous actress, what was her name? Dorothy Gale, and now I can't remember her name. Who played it? Let me go to the movie. I'm going to the book here. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Give me a second. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Okay, well, guess what? Who played Dorothy Gale? Thank you, Google. Dorothy Gale was played by Judy Garland. Ahí lo tienes. That's why I didn't remember it. Well, Judy Garland not only was a huge celebrity for being Dorothy, and she did many other things in her career, but her daughter, Liza Minnelli, she had a daughter named Liza Minnelli, she's still around, Liza Minnelli. She is probably one of the most famous entertainers in the United States, Liza Minnelli. So not only did this movie have a super talented cast, que se ve, that's another reason I want you to watch it, in English, but they even had talented kids in the end. And I'll tell you something, the Wicked Witch, funny story about the woman who played the Wicked Witch, I think Margaret Hamilton, correct me if I'm wrong, but she had a lot of difficulty later on getting other roles because she was typecast or pigeonholed. Well, that's what happens. If you do a role so well, people will think of you as that role. I call it the Steve Urkel effect, el efecto Urkel, right? He did it so well that nobody could ever see him as anything but Steve Urkel. Well, folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at homophones, Name That Movie, Double Trouble, jokes, and so much more. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to this, the third part of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Tons of amazing programs all afternoon here on Vaughn Radio, so don't miss them. Right after today's show, you've got a ball of energy known as Ximena Holiday. And don't forget, Ximena's going to be at the book fair. Jot this down. Ximena Holiday will be there on Saturday, June 3rd, and Sunday, June 11th. Both of those are at 5 p.m. And it's at stand 312. So wait a second. Ximena's going to be there in the afternoon, and I'm going to be there for the morning. You could see Damian and I in the morning, go have lunch, and then come on back and see Ximena. This is on June 11th, which is great because that's the last day of the book fair. So we're going to make it count. And a part of me wants to sell out of our books, but another part of me doesn't. Like, I want to have enough for everybody. But you guys will know as soon as it's available everywhere. I'll let you know because I know many of you can't make it to the book fair. But remember, you can still get the book over at vontienda.com and Amazon and wherever fine books are sold. Casa del Libro, but not yet. Not there yet. You'll know. I'll let you know when it's official. Because, first it goes to the printing press, la imprenta. It goes to the printing press. Then it takes a little while. Then it's got to come back, and then it's got to go to the distributor. And then the distributor has to make sure that it gets to all the different, online shops, physical shops. So stay tuned, but the book will be available everywhere very, very soon. All right, well, let's rock and roll with today's homophones.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with homophones. Show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It is time for today's homophones. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're enjoying today's show. And most of all, I hope you're learning a lot of interesting stuff in English. And we just looked at The Wizard of Oz. Let's see what we've got in store for today's homophones section. As always, I'm going to give you 2 words. One of these words is maybe like the other word. I'll leave it in your hands. And kind of doesn't count. Here it's all or nothing. The first word is, well, I'll give it to you in another word in English, is your belly button. And this is funny. My daughter knows this word very well because she has a game that she likes. I don't like the game, and I've made it clear to her, but the game is stick your finger in dad's belly button. Mete el dedo en el ombligo de papá. And I don't like it. I have like a weird belly button thing. You can touch my eye, but my belly button, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't like anybody to touch my belly button. I'm giving you guys some inside information here. Don't ever think about touching my belly button. Qué bonito es, ¿no? El botón de la tripa. My belly button. Now, if I go to the doctor and I have a problem there, he might say belly button, but he'll probably use the more medical term for it. So this would be ombligo, but the medical term for ombligo, although belly button is the one that we use every day. All right. Well, anytime you talk about that part of your body. And the next one is naval, que pertenece a la marina, ¿no? Que es ¿no? De la náutica, right? So naval, that is the second word. The first one, again, is another way to say belly button. And the second word is naval. Also, I'm going to give you guys today's Say What soundbite. This is the Say What soundbite for the third time. Please write down what you hear.
Well, it got aroused, and I didn't know what to do because there were kids there. The kids were younger,
Sure.
and John Stamos, handsome yogurt man, and he's like a sister to me.
All right. There you go, my amigos. There you go. Those are your Say What soundbite, third listen, and your homophones. So this way we're making some time over here. All right, let's see if anybody was able to figure out our homophones. The first one to participate, Kubla. And Kubla, those are the correct words. And Kubla says that these words are homophones. All right, well, let's see if your classmates agree with you or not. Elena, those are the correct words, and she agrees. Elena says they are homophones. All right. And Chris Valrol. Chris is not on the fence today. On the fence, indecisa. Today, she's absolutely sure, and those are the correct words, and she agrees that these are homophones as well. Well, there's only one way to solve this, say them. So my belly button is my navel. My navel. De hecho, navel oranges son los que parecen que tienen navel orange, naranja de ombligo. De pequeño yo pensaba que era de la marina. I'm like, naval, what are they, for the Navy? Como suenan igual. So if you don't see it written, if you just hear it, navel oranges. Well, what about the army? ¿Y el ejército? I'll be here all week, folks. All right. So navel. And that's with an E, Navel. And the second word, navel. So guys, excellent job. Kubla, Elena, and Cristina nailing it. And a good way to remember it. It's a good way. If you can associate the word, porque I think it's a word you can easily remember. Well, then you can remember the other one. Okay, they're not spelled the same, but they're both pronounced navel. Although you'll probably, if you're just a normal person, you'll probably say, you'll probably say belly button. Just ask my daughter, because a lot of times she catches me off guard. I'll be lying there on the sofa, relaxing, before we go to bed. And, maybe my shirt will be up a little bit, and she never misses an opportunity. She goes right for my belly button. I'm like, oh, you got me. Oh, man, so funny. All right, let's see. Kubla taking a stab at our Say What soundbite. Well, the fourth word is the right word, but the wrong form of the word Kubla. But the rest looks pretty good. Check that. Since the good news, you got another chance. That fourth word is similar, but it's not the same. It changes the whole story drastically. So check that fourth word over there. And I think the rest looks right. So excellent job. Don't worry, folks. You'll hear it again in the fourth and final part of today's show. But right now we're going to a place that's near and dear to my heart, the movies. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie only on the show with no name. And let's take a look at today's movie and see if you guys recognize it. This is a great one. I got to say, this is one of those movies that's it was made to be enjoyed on a big screen. It's the typical blockbuster. See, I've given you some clues already. And speaking of blockbusters, I went to go see, I think I told you guys, Guardians of the Galaxy the other day, and I went with my niece and nephew and my brother-in-law, and it was a tear jerker. What? A tear jerker. And I thought, I got to teach my students this word. Well, I didn't cry. I guess I was expecting it. I liked it. It was a good movie, but it was a tear jerker. Estaba hecha para sacar lágrimas un poco también, right? And the proof is I heard a lot of people crying around me. But it was good. If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, as many of you know, I like the superhero thing, but I think they've gone too far. So I'll never stray. Nunca me alejaré from Batman. I love Batman and Iron Man. Pero hasta, once we get into, Endgame, but then this one and the other one and Black Adam y su madre. And I didn't say the word, but you know what I mean. I'm like, okay, who cares? Who cares? Just another person with a cape and CGI. Like it's been kind of overplayed. But the good thing about the Guardians trilogy, it kind of laughs at the genre. No, el género de sub. So it's like a tongue-in-cheek, como un poco sarcástico. No, I think it's entertaining. I didn't cry because I'm a big man. That's not true. Because if you put on Moana right now, You see me cry like a baby. With the wind in my sails and behind me, and no one knows how far it goes. And it's not just me. My daughter's like, me emociono, mommy. Oh, man, we are saps. Sap is sentimental, S-A-P. We are saps. All right, well, let's take a look at this movie. This isn't a tearjerker. This is a blockbuster. This is Rock'em Sock'em, Rock'em Sock'em, the acción. You'll get a lot of action in this one. Let's see. A fearless, globe-trotting, terrorist-battling secret agent has his life turned upside down when he discovers his wife might be having an affair with a used car salesman, while terrorists smuggle nuclear warheads into the United States. Yeah, awesome. Where do I get tickets? Man, that sounds like fun. That sounds like my kind of movie. Also, we've got Elena over here taking a stab at the Say What soundbite. And Elena, the same thing as Kubla. Nobody got that form of the verb. Now, Elena, you're missing one letter. No, but still, no, it's a little bit wrong because it changes the whole meaning. So, por ahora, you guys have done a great job, but you're telling me a different story. So, that's why. Okay, is it an important detail in this case? Yeah, today it is, because in both your cases, Kubla and Elena, you've changed our story around quite a bit. Let's see. John says, my son, 3 years old, like Lara, also loves that song from Vaiana, or Moana, as it's called in English. Oh, it's great. And our favorite is, you're welcome for the islands I pulled from the sea. I no need to pray, it's okay. You're welcome. Awesome song. Awesome soundtrack. And where do you think my daughter learned to say gracias y de nada? From Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. He plays Maui. So she learned as a kid. We started watching. At the end, she loves the part when he goes, you're welcome and thank you. That's her favorite part. Y ahí ya cogió el you're welcome. Yeah. She's already polite, guys, thanks to Moana. So excellent. A shout out to your son, John. You didn't tell us his name para que puede darle un saludo. Muchas veces, mi padre cumple hoy. I'm like, ¿y se llama? I understand if you want to protect his name, but I think you're in good company here either way. And folks, we've got some winners for today's Name That Movie. Please give it up for Kubla and Chris. Nice job. All right. And Kubla, he's trying again. He's like, I'm coming back again here. And Kubla, it changes the meaning. Like, you're on the right path, but totally different story we're telling there. This is interesting today because sometimes one word off, well, you still get the gist of it. Here, everything changes if you tell it that way. So, tough one. I guess this one's tougher than I thought. All right, let's see. John says, Leo. Well, what's up, Leo, to our buddy Leo? He is the man, and you're welcome for the island. Oh, man, what a great one. What a great tune and a great movie. All right, and speaking of movies, we're looking at today's movie. It's True Lies. Think about it. It's an oxymoron. True Lies. Arnold Schwarzenegger, as we know, his biggest challenge in this movie was not the stunts. The stunts son las cosas de alto riesgo. No. It was dancing the tango. I'm serious. They said he took dancing lessons in order to get it down, and so it looked believable. And he rehearsed that scene, okay? He rehearsed that scene for about 6 months. So imagine, he was well trained for jumping out of helicopters and planes. And his goal was to be as good as Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman when he does a tango. And I said, well, you got different bodies there. Al Pacino, first, he's got Latin blood. He's Italian. So, he's going to be a better dancer. No offense, Arnold. And secondly, he's got a body for dancing more than Arnold. But he did it. He pulled it off. Lo logró. Let's see. Chris says, true lies. Mentiras arriesgadas. Risky lies. Bueno, en inglés es true lies. ¿Cómo es true lies? I just watched it again last week. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what Jamie Lee Curtis said? She said, and I quote, without question, the greatest experience of my professional life so far. So that was a great experience for her. Also, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, this is the first movie to have had a production budget, presupuesto, y ojo, no es production budget of $100 million. Okay, $100 million. And this made it the most expensive movie at the time, breaking the record of Terminator 2, Judgment Day, which came out in 1991. And then they would lose this record the following year to the movie Waterworld with Kevin Costner, which was an absolute flop. So it was an expensive movie to make, and it was a flop. Un fracaso. But this one was awesome. And also Terminator 2. So what does this mean here? This means James Cameron likes to spend a lot of money. And most of the time, it pans out. To pan out es resulta fructífero. It pans out. So let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen here from True Lies. Again, it's a movie that came out in 1991. Super blockbuster. Let's see. Simon says, oh, did anybody just catch that? Simon says, so, ¿sabéis el juego? Mi hija sí. No sé cómo lo decís. ¿Decís Simón dice? Is that in English, it's a game that you play with kids. Like Simon says, touch your nose. Simon says, scratch your cheek. Simon says, touch your shoulder. Touch your knee. Ahora, el que toca cuando no diga Simon says, el que haga la acción, well, think about that, right? You're eliminated. So it's a way of tricking people. So you'd say, Simon says, do this. Simon says, do the other. Simon says, do this. Do this. El que haga eso, cuando no diga Simon says, wah, wah, wah. So Simon says, ¿ves? El juego, no, I sell cars. Vendo coches, right? A car dealer. That's all. Come on. I'm not a terrorist. No soy terrorista. I'm actually a complete coward. We looked at that word before, the cowardly lion. I'm a complete coward. If I ever saw a gun, si alguna vez viera una pistola, I think he wants to say, I'd run, no? Huiría. Pero it ends here, and Harry, he takes out his gun, and he points it in Simon's face. And Simon is whining, lloriquerando, whining and pleading, rogando, great verbs. Whining and pleading, oh God, no, please don't kill me. I'm not a spy. Yo no soy espía. I'm nothing. Yo no soy nada. I'm naval lint. Naval, you know what that means. Bueno, aquí no está hablando de naval, de teniendo que ver con la marina, sino naval lint es esas pelusas que te ponen en el navel, in your belly button, que ya sabéis esa palabra porque lo acabamos de ver. So, que soy insignificante. I'm naval lint, right? Lint is what you have if you have a dryer, una secadora de ropa. You have to clean the lint. Well, you can also get lint in your pocket and in your belly button. So I'm naval lint. I have to lie to women to get laid. Tengo que mentir a las chicas para triunfar, to get laid. Triunfar in the, not winning. Okay, you know what I mean. And I don't score much. I've got a little dick, and it's pathetic. So he's trying to get the sympathy vote. Que tengo pichilla. And Harry and Gib gave Simon a weird look. And then Simon pees his pants. Se mea encima. And Simon says, whoa, God, would a spy pee himself? Una espía se me haría encima? And he goes, please, I'm not worth a bullet. No valgo ni la bala. I'm not worth a bullet. Again, he's trying to get pity here. He goes, oh, mercy, sir, mercy. Merced, merced. And Harry is disgusted, asqueado. He's disgusted. And he says, get the fur out of here. Okay, eso es, vete. Okay, salte de aquí ahora mismo. Just go. Just beat it. Beat it, beat it, beat it. Just beat it. Yeah, that's right. Michael Jackson's song, Just Beat It, no está diciendo pégalo, aunque beat es pegar. En este caso es lárgate. No one wants to be defeated. Just beat it, beat it, beat it. Nadie quiere que le vengan, que le ganen. No one wants to be defeated. So he goes, just go. Just beat it. Lárgate. Another way to say it, hit the road, Jack. And then Simon says, no, as soon as I turn, you're going to shoot me. El momento que gire, que te dé la espalda, you're going to shoot me. You're going to shoot me. You're going to shoot me. And he just keeps repeating it over and over and over. And then Gib and Harry get into their van. Pronúncialo conmigo, porque he oído gente decir ban. Ban es prohibir. Vamos a decir esto. I hope they don't ban my van. Espero que no prohíben mi furgoneta. I hope they don't ban my van. And then Gib says, get lost, dipshit. And get lost es piérdete, vete a tomar viento. And dipshit is capullo. It's another way of saying capullo. And he fires a few rounds into the ground near Simon. To fire is to shoot, right? To fire a few rounds into the ground near Simon. And be careful, write this down. I know it's the same word in Spanish, but I've heard a lot of people mix up the word the ground and the floor. Now, what's the difference? You guys should know it as show with no namers. The ground is outside, right? El suelo, la tierra. And the floor is inside. I'm just telling you because this is stuff that I've been practicing with Lara. She goes, it's on the floor. I'm like, well, now it's the ground. She goes, why? And I said, because we're outside. So I figured if she's learning, well, we can all review those common things. And those are tricky things because things that are the same word in Spanish, those double troubles in Spanish can be a bit confusing. But folks, right now, we've got to hit the road. We've got to beat it. That's right. But just for a minute or two. And then we're going to come back with the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. We've got double trouble. Wait, no. Hang on. We've got triple trouble today. We've got jokes. We've got to listen to our tricky Say What soundbite again. We've got famous birthdays, name that lyric, and so much more. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Come on in, folks. And after today's show, stay tuned because you're in for a treat. The lovely Ximena Holiday will be guiding you through a series of challenges on her show, Test Your English. And don't forget, you can see Ximena Holiday on the 11th, June 11th at Feria del Libro at 5 p.m. And I'll be there in the morning. I'll be there until 2. So you can see me, have lunch, and then come see Ximena talking about double trouble. Well, it's Damian too. Triple trouble. Whoa. And speaking, hey, I didn't mean to do that. But speaking of triple trouble, normally you guys have a double trouble here on the show. Well, today we are going to up the ante. It's triple trouble. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said triple trouble. Triple trouble. I said triple trouble. That's right, folks. That's right. It's triple trouble today. You've got to use the same word 3 times on today's show. And hopefully, somebody will get it. I think it's going to be challenging, but it's doable. It's definitely doable. And if you know, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. If you know the way I think, then you're already ahead of the game. Que tú vas con un poco de, what's the word? A head start. Vas con un poco de ventaja. That's the word. So here we go. Today's triple trouble. You have to use the same word 3 times. Okay. Estamos en un apuro. Nos hemos quedado sin mermelada. Y ahora estamos en un atasco. Wow. Doesn't sound like a good day there. Doesn't sound like Galician Literature Day. You know, sounds like my students are having a better day than this person, especially Elena, who's got the day off, and all of our students who live up in this wonderful region, Galicia. Galicia, el país de las maravillas. I'm sure people have already made that joke, right? Alicia y el país de las maravillas. Galicia, país de maravillas. Has anybody done that? If not, hey, call your tourism bureau today. You know, maybe it's been done. All right, you've got your triple trouble. Estamos en un apuro. Nos hemos quedado sin mermelada. Y ahora estamos en un atasco. You've got to use the same word 3 times. Also, I'm going to give you our Say What soundbite here for the 4th time. And you guys are really close, but nobody has gotten the story straight yet. Right now, we're accusing somebody of something that maybe this person didn't do. So, all right, here we go, folks. This is your Say What soundbite. Good luck.
Well, it got aroused, and I didn't know what to do because there were kids there. The kids were younger,
Sure.
and John Stamos, handsome yogurt man, and he's like a sister to me.
All right, there you go. So obviously there's some comedy. There's some kind of, what he's saying is humoristic. It's light. He's not getting too serious about something. Okay. Let's see. Kubla, nice try again. No, man. It's tough. It's tough there. Okay. So, man. All right. Well, hey, as I said, usually we let it slide, but today the devil is in the details. Es muy importante quién está haciendo qué. All right. Because it's not the same to be aroused than to be arousing, to make somebody. Okay, so let's, and I like what you're doing, Kubla, but still not the one I've got written down here, but excellent effort. Let's see, we've also got Kubla and Chris participating in our triple trouble over here. Let's take a look. Kubla says, we're in a jam. We've run out of jam, and now we're in a traffic jam. Nice job. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, those traffic jams, you got to love them. Well, no, but it's a good word to know, because if you think about it, if you have a jam, your printer is jammed, that means está atascado. It's different, though. For a toilet, we don't say jammed. For a toilet, we say clogged, right? If a toilet is backed up, it's clogged. So great job, Kubla. Let's see, Chris. We are into a jam. There you would have to use we got into a jam. Or we're in a jam, sin el into. But good. Para eso lo estamos viendo. So we got into a jam, or we're in a jam. We have run out of jam, and now we're in a traffic jam. That's right. Have you guys seen Spaceballs? Loca, Galaxia, Historia, whatever you call it. Spaceballs. With yogurt instead of Yoda. Se llama yogur en inglés en vez de Yoda. This is a Mel Brooks movie. It's a classic. And there's a classic scene where they said, we need to jam the radar. And to jam the signal es como interferir también. No atascar, para que no llegue. And what happens? Hay una escena donde hay una jarra de mermelada y hace push contra el satélite. They jam the radar. And I think he goes, strawberry. I knew it. So I don't know. You got to have some really good translators, because you got to change the joke. It doesn't work. So if you ever see that movie, it's a classic comedy. When they talk about jam there, they're playing mermelada. Now, in the United States, we also say jelly or jam. And nowadays, if you say jelly as well, jelly can also be an adjective. It's short for jealous. What are you, jelly? ¿Qué estás celoso? So when I was a kid, we didn't say it like that. But now young people say, he's jelly. I'm like, es gelatina? No, it's a way of shortening the word jealous. So excellent. Let's see, Leonardo, we've got into a jam. Great. We've run out of jam, and now we're in a traffic jam. Excellent. Elena, we're in a jam. We ran out of jam, and now we're in a traffic jam. Excellent job. Excellent job, my amigos. Kubla says, you appear to have turned into a stickler, and I like it. Well, turned into means I wasn't one before. I've been told by many people I'm a stickler, but also I'm rigorous with myself. So, but also in this case, I can't let it slide. If you change the meaning of what's being said, I mean, we can start a war. You understand? You know, yes, no, we don't want to go to war with you. And you say, yes, we want to go to war with you. It's over, right? So in this case, changing the complete meaning of, I think, is not just a little detail. When you misspelled a word, or you didn't hear a name or a town correctly, well, that's harder there. But this is a tough one. I didn't expect it to be that tough. But you guys rose to the challenge in our triple trouble. And don't forget, to jam is also to play guitar, to improvise musically. And if somebody says to you, I got a jam, we're going to jam in that aspect, obviously everything in context, it means nos largamos, nos piramos. We're going to beat it. We're going to jam. But don't worry, we're just going to our next section, which is called You're Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, amigos. You're joking, where we learn English with some jokes. Today, I've got some jokes up my sleeve, and hopefully you guys will get these jokes. If not, as always, I explain the jokes, so by the end of the section, they will be crystal clear to you. All right. Why did the grasshopper, esa es otra palabra que sabe mi hija. See, the more places you go, the more things you do, the more stimuli, right? So when we go to the park, we don't just go on the swings. I'm like, she likes to look at bugs. Oh, that's a grasshopper. That's a beetle. And she's like, the beat, like John Lennon? I go, yep. Spelled differently, same word. Me acuerdo de esa realización que tuvo. Like, what you just, she thought I was joking. She goes, it's not a beetle, Daddy. Beetles, all you need is, I'm like, no, that's the real beetle. So it's funny to see her discover these things, and it makes me think about words. Grasshopper, saltamontes. You say mountain hopper. Well, we say el nuestro salta en el césped. Same idea, just gotta change it in your head a little bit. Claro, si lo pienso en español, veo el monte. Bueno, no tienes que pensarlo en español. Si lo pienso en inglés, le veo en una pradera del monte, ¿no? Que está ahí todo verde, in a prairie. So why did the grasshopper go to the doctor? He was feeling really jumpy. No? Jumpy? Grasshoppers hop. They jump. He was feeling jumpy. Jumpy. Think about it. I think you say it in Spanish, que salta, nervioso. No? No saltes. Don't be you're a little bit jumpy. So if you think about it, it's the same word, no? Yo creo que he oído a gente decir, este salta con nada. It means he's jumpy, he's nervous. If somebody's jumpy, right? It means they're not sitting still. They're not, right? A ver cómo lo traducen aquí. Jumpy, nervioso, asustadizo, irregular, desigual. No, bueno, eso es una imagen. The picture is jumpy on the TV, que salta. So that's another one. But this one is nervous. You're a little bit jumpy. You're a little bit nervous. You're a little bit on edge. No sé si te sabes esa. And that's another good reason to look words up. Aquí pone jumpy. Nervous or on edge. Acabo de darte otra forma de decirlo en inglés y acabo de ver dos formas de decirlo yo en español. Nervioso, asustadizo, jumpy. All right? And I imagine the doctor's office was just a hop, skip, and a jump from his house. No, estaba al ladito, a hop, skip, and a jump. Okay, I've got another one for you. Why did the mattress go to the doctor? Okay, so right now, the first one, today we're going to see why different things went to the doctor. The first one was a grasshopper, because he was feeling a little bit jumpy. And now the mattress, you heard it correctly, atléticos, colchoneros, right? Colchones. Why did the mattress go to the doctor? Oh, easy. It had spring fever. Spring fever? I think we all get spring fever after a long winter. You get excited about the sun, coming out a little bit more. Longer days, right? You say fiebre primaveral. I didn't even know this. Astenia primaveral. It's excitement that the spring is here, because spring means a new beginning, right? So spring fever. I think we all have spring fever now. We're all looking forward to some good weather, some longer days, right? Spring fever. Y cuidado, no es fever. Fever. You give me fever. And a spring is also the things, well, not anymore. Now mattresses are made of foam. But when I was a kid, mattresses, sofas, anything like that, they had springs. Muelles, boing, boing. So you get it? He had spring fever. All right. Last one. Why did the witch go to the doctor? So the grasshopper went because he was feeling jumpy, and it was just a hop, skip, and a jump from his house. The mattress went because it had spring fever. Why did the witch go to the doctor? Well, the witch had a dizzy spell. No? A dizzy spell? That's a funny one. Well, a dizzy spell, un ataco, un mareo. I love this one. Patatus. Patatus, un mareo. No, que de repente, whoa, I just had a dizzy spell. You can say, I got dizzy, or I had a dizzy spell, right? Es como un ataque de vértigo de, whoa, ¿qué ha pasado ahí? Well, it happens to some. You get up too fast, or maybe you haven't eaten, right? We get a little dizzy spell. But also a spell is a witch casts a spell, right? Un hechizo. I put a spell on you because you're mine. All right, well, folks, those were today's jokes. I hope you enjoyed them. But now it's time to get to our celebration famous birthday trivia. Birthdays for you. Famous birthdays. Birthdays for me. Famous birthdays. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Oi, oi, oi. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. That's right, amigos. That's right. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And let's take a look at today's famous birthday boys and girls. The first person was born in 1968. What does he do? ¿A qué se dedica? Good question to know. What does he do? Well, he's an American drummer, a rock drummer and songwriter. And where would you recognize his work? That's what I imagine your next question. You know, where would I know him from? ¿De dónde le conocería yo? Well, you've heard of the group Pearl Jam, right? Well, he was their drummer from 1991 to 1994. He replaced their original drummer in 1991, right before the release of their debut album, 10. So that's the right place and the right time. Obviously, he was talented as well. He was also on the following records, Versus and Vitology. And Pearl Jam, I'm a huge fan of Pearl Jam. I love to jam to Pearl Jam. To jam, improvisar. We looked at that word before. And if you like Pearl Jam, if you like Soundgarden, that grunge kind of thing, you have to listen to Mother Love Bone. It all came from there, right? Eddie Vedder wasn't there, but all the members of Pearl Jam were in that group, and some of the members of Soundgarden, Mother Love Bone. And then the lead singer died. And then they had a tribute band, which was it's an amazing song. It's an amazing album, Temple of the Dog. If you want to hear some great music and you like this kind of music, Mother Love Bone, that's where it all started. And Temple of the Dog is the tribute, which is Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. It's amazing. Say hello to heaven. I can't even begin to sing like Eddie Vedder or Chris Cornell. But if you're fans of their music, that kind of music, this is where it all started. And I'm a huge fan of that music. That music got me through high school. I probably wouldn't be here today if it weren't for Pearl Jam 10, okay, or Mother Love Bone. When I had those difficult moments, I would listen to this music. Where I had those moments where I wanted to celebrate, I would put this on, and I could do it. It was my medicine. It was my fuel. So to me, man, gotta love it. I even got chills right now. So the original drummer, not the original, but the original on the first album, they're the one that made them Pearl Jam. Number 2, this guy is huge, also in the pantheon, but not of music. He's in the pantheon as an actor. He passed away in 2017, but he's been in movies such as Weird Science, Aliens, Tombstone, True Lies, Apollo 13, Twister, Titanic. I mean, really, can you get bigger blockbusters than this? I don't think so. And last but not least, this guy was born in 1956. He was born in Philly, okay, Philadelphia. And he was an actor, comedian, and TV host. He hosted America's Funniest Home Videos, but what made him famous, he started out as a comedian, but where he really, really got famous was in Full House. You call it Forceful Dads. A mí me suena horrible. Padres forzosos. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. It's Chris Valrol, Dave Abruzzese. That's right, Dave Abruzzese, who is from Pearl Jam, one of the drummers of Pearl Jam during one of their most successful periods. Number 2, Bill Paxton. And number 3, Bob Saget. And Bob Saget was the tall one, the responsible one of the 3, of the forceful dads. Es que eso cambia, no sé, padres forzosos. I don't know, it sounds like scary to me. Anyway, this is Bob Saget. Bob Saget is in our Say What soundbite today. And they were asking him on a TV show to talk about some, behind the scenes stuff that happened on the show. And they were working with a donkey on the set, un burro. And he's telling the story of how the donkey got aroused. Okay, se excitó. So it wasn't him, it was it. The important thing there is, it got aroused. Okay, so in this case, the it was the donkey. There was a donkey on the set. It got a boner, a hard-on, an erection. And he says, it got aroused, and I didn't know what to do. Supe qué hacer. I mean, because there were kids there. As you know, there were kids working on the set. In el plateau, he goes, and the kids were younger. He goes, and John Stamos se ríe de su compañero, handsome yogurt man, porque hizo anuncios de yogur en Estados Unidos. Handsome yogurt man. He's like a sister to me. Normalmente se dice he's like a brother to me. Si es un tío, but again, I think he's joking around about one of his ex workmates. They were in the show together. But I'll always remember Bob Saget as well. Very popular in the United States. America's Funniest Home Videos. And this was before YouTube. People would send in their home videos. So now we know, because if you say I got aroused or I aroused it changes things quite a bit. But it got aroused, it meaning a donkey. Let's hear it now and see if we catch that nuance.
Well, it got aroused, and I didn't know what to do because there were kids there. The kids were younger,
Sure.
and John Stamos, handsome yogurt man, and he's like a sister to me.
All right, folks. There he is, Bob Saget from Forceful Dads. And now it's time for Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is. No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you so much for being here today and every day. Thank you. Just a quick reminder, make your plans to get to the book fair. I'd love to see you, and I know I speak on behalf of everyone. And this song I'm going to dedicate to my daughter because I sing it to her, because a lot of times I say to her, I go, "You're my daughter." And then she just answers, "You're my daughter." And I go, "Don't call me daughter, not fit to your picture kept will remind me." If you haven't figured it out, it's Pearl Jam, Daughter. It's a beautiful song, but I sing it with my daughter all the time because cuando le estaba enseñando, I'm Linda's son. I'm grandma's son, hijo, hija. So then she started being like, "You're my daughter." I'm like, "Don't call me daughter." Y ahora sabe esa palabra, daughter. It's a beautiful song by an amazing band, Pearl Jam. And the lyrics go, alone, listless, alone, solo, listless. If you're listless, you're lethargic, apathetic. You're not feeling anything. Alone, listless, breakfast table in an otherwise empty room. Young girl, violence, a center of her own attention. Here it is, folks, Pearl Jam. He can sing it a lot better than I can. Thank you so much for being here today and every day. Sing along with me if you'd like. Here we go. Woo! Alone. Do it. I'm counting on you. Alone. Listless. A breakfast table in an otherwise empty room. Young girl. Violence. A center of her own attention.